Ready to pull the emergency brake on weight gain? Well, I've got you. And if you want weight loss, I am all in and I am going to take you there and get you there. That's my superpower. This is my certainty and conviction. And as a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner, steeped in what's the word I want to use? As an obesity survivor, from 225 pounds, I'm using my lived experience as well as all my education. And I've created the holistic low carb method for women over 50 so that you can get back to beautiful, aging beautifully and adventurously for permanent weight loss for good. So if you're ready to make 2025 the last time you ever have to lose weight and to make it your best year, and to get the weight loss that you want in the next 3 to 6 months, I'm there to help you do this. Because if you're all in, I'm in. Every time my clients come to me, you get my attention, cell phone contact, all the support you need. And I use all of my experience and I use my heart to help you get the desired outcome for your vision and goals. But basically, I'm supporting you. I'm giving you the accountability. I'm holding your hand and I'm guiding you. And I'm going to help you understand that this is not a diet, that you need to not be focused on the skinny myths, that if you want weight loss, you have to stop the weight gain first. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because there's a lot of people out there telling you, what do you need to do to lose the weight on a diet? And I'm going to tell you that you don't need to be on a diet. You don't want to be on a diet. You want to have weight loss that is natural weight loss, and that's going to give you the health that you want to have so you can thrive. As a woman over 50 in menopause, we want longevity. We want to stand up, be active, be able to get down on the ground and play with our grandkids and feel amazing. And if we're single, we want to date, we want to get out there and feel beautiful and have the confidence that we need to be able to live the life that we want to have. We do not have to lay down, sit down, and put ourselves and shut ourselves up inside a house and not come back out again. Some people might choose to do that, but I'm going to help you figure out how you can thrive. I'm going to help you put your body back together again and help you turn off the inflammation that's causing all that pain in your body, that joint inflammation. When you focus on reversing insulin resistance, turning off the inflammation in your body, and that stops weight loss. I know maybe you don't understand what that is, and maybe that is a term you haven't heard before unless you've been hanging out with me, but this is what I'm gonna get into today. So I'm Lori Ballou, functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner, and if I'm not looking at the camera, it's because I've got YouTube on live, so hello on YouTube, and I'm also doing Instagram live because it's really hard to download a video from Instagram and stick it on YouTube. So this way I get to do both and don't waste time. I am so excited to be here for you in January, to be able to come out here and help guide you and to use all my passion and my purpose and show you the process of taking back control of your body. Turning off the hunger and the cravings and having food freedom is, believe me, so powerful. So many people say they've got a sugar tooth, they've got the cravings, they can't turn off the cravings, they can't stop eating the sugar, they can't stop eating the wheat, they have to have the bread and the pasta. That's because this is a sugar switch in your body that is turned on for your survival to not be in a starvation mode. And it is going to lead you to go overeat every single time. What I discovered as the weight loss solution is to flip that switch off and actually flip on your fat burning switch instead. It's really that easy. And that's why I guide you. It's easier when I guide you because you're going to get in your head and you're going to say, oh, this is hard. Oh, that's restrictive. Oh, I don't want to do that. I can't live without the bread. But you can live without bread. I do. If I want bread, I can make low carb bread. And I've done that. And you can do that too. I'm actually making some this weekend. So if you want that recipe, let me know. Just DM me and I'll tell you what the recipe is. Don't ever think you can't get your body back. Don't let anyone tell you that you have to live with a disease or you have to live with prediabetes, diabetes, and that you are just going to age as a woman over 50. Well, I'm 62 and I'm living my best life. I'm so excited as a woman over 60. as a businesswoman, creating the holistic low carb method for women over 50 and help guiding my clients back to health for natural weight loss, to stop the weight gain and to get that weight to come back. They came to me to pull that emergency brake because they knew that they didn't feel like themselves. Those are some of the pain points. They were losing themselves. Their cognition is declining. They're feeling in a panic because something's not right. If you feel depressed all the time, if you feel you're procrastinating more, if you feel like things are out of control and you can't remember things and you're getting brain fog, fatigue, and your energy levels are crashing and you just can't make it through the day and you're gaining weight, those are not things you have to put up with. Those are things that we need to pull the emergency brake on and stop them. And we can. That's what's so cool about this. I love that we I love that we can pull the emergency brake on everything here that we are doing to lose the weight. And I'm going to reiterate a little bit of this just for Instagram because I forgot to push the button on Instagram. So on Instagram here, I'm just getting started, but really what I want to tell you all is are you ready to pull the emergency brake on weight gain? If you're ready to pull that emergency brake on weight gain and you get that weight loss this year, make 2025 the best year you're going to have, I am here to help you do that because this is my lived experience. This is what I've gone through. I've gone from 225 pounds down to 130 pounds. I have lost 100 pounds in this process, and I've settled out at 130 pounds with muscle gain and with body composition, but I am actually more slender than I was. Or yeah, my body feels slender, not even though I put on 5 pounds, I don't feel like I'm more overweight. So I've had body recomposition and I could see the difference. And I'm ready to maybe move the needle a little bit more and lose a little bit more weight. But what I really want to focus on here today with you guys is to really let you know that if you want weight loss in 2025, I'm your girl. And if you want it, I'm all in if you're all in. My clients will come to me because they're not feeling like themselves. They're getting cognitive dysfunction. They know something's wrong. Something's happening. Weight gain is continuing and they just don't feel good in the body. When you don't feel good in your body, there's something wrong. When you're starting to have brain fog, fatigue, and lose your cognition, that is a warning sign that something's wrong. And usually you're gaining weight when that's happening because weight gain is a symptom of being unhealthy. And when you're feeling unhealthy and gaining weight, there's a problem. And so the problem is there's inflammation in your body. And that could be a slow moving inflammation. And that inflammation's probably been on for a good 20 years. And when you get to 50 and you're losing your hormones and your adrenals are exhausted, and all of a sudden you're without estradiol, now you're in more of a disease state because you are still insulin resistant, more pre-diabetic, and you've had time for neuropathy to develop in your body. So if you've got a lot of pain, you've got a lot of arthritis in the body, we can stop that. You can actually stop that and actually correct that part of your body health. You can actually live without pain when you turn off the pain of inflammation. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because if you're ready to pull that emergency brake on weight gain, you have to actually look at your body as turning off inflammation, stopping the insulin resistance, and creating nutrition that works for your body. So when you actually eat a low carb diet, what you are doing is eating a low insulin diet. When you eat a low insulin diet, what is happening is that you're lowering your insulin response. You're lowering the inflammation in your body because if you've got too much glucose coming into your body, what is going to happen is you are going to be in a growth mode. When you are in a growth mode, things are going to be growing. Things that you don't want to grow will grow. So you really want to turn off the weight gain and stop the growth of things that are happening inside your body. And that's why I like to look at this as a weight loss solution and a diabetes solution. And I'm not going to tell you to go get on a diet. I was thinking maybe I'm going to come on here today and give you a few steps on what you could do for weight loss with a diet. But I'm like, diets don't work. And so the more I thought about this, the more I want to let you know that if you are trying to get weight loss for 2025 and you want to pull that emergency brake on weight gain and get yourself healthy this year, finally, for good, permanently, you can. You might not be able to do it by yourself, but that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm coming out in service of you to let you know that there is an option, that you can do this quicker, collapse the time it takes to get it done, and come work with me to find your weight loss solution. And the way that I'm going to help you do this, and I'm going to help you find your foundational steps with functional diagnostic labs to figure out what's happening inside your body so we can actually address that more readily with up to 6 diagnostic labs. And the reason they're so powerful is because I can guess at what you might need to do. I'm a health detective. I'm really good at looking at people, hearing what's going on in their bodies, and thinking about how my holistic low carb method can help you get healthy to live your best life. However, that takes longer because we have to guess. And so I don't want to guess. I want to test, not guess, as a practitioner in functional health and nutrition. That is what I do. That is part of my superpower. But my superpower is actually my certainty, my conviction, my support, my lived experience, and the fact that I can do the diagnostic labs to find your hidden healing opportunities. And I look at these labs from my lens as an obesity survivor, as someone who has gone through the fire and come out the other side a survivor. Losing 100 pounds, sometimes it doesn't seem like it's very much. There's other people who's lost more, but that's what I needed to lose for my body. I needed to get my body healthy to lose the weight. I needed to turn off the inflammation and reverse my disease risk. And so I did that already. And I have a unique experience to be able to guide my clients into doing that. And that's why they come to me. They come to me for this support and this guidance because I have that lived experience. And if you are in an emergency state and you need to pull that emergency brake, aren't you going to look for somebody who can help you do it quickly, who can help you do it correctly and get it done the first time right so that you don't have to do it again? That's why my program is so powerful for women over 50. This is a very proven method. It's one of the processes for women over 50 that really works because when you're over 50 and in menopause, you are insulin resistant, your adrenals are exhausted, your cortisol levels might be too high, your immune system is lower, you have 10 to 20 years of things starting to happen in your body that you need to turn off. That's why diets don't work. I remember a client telling me a couple weeks ago how she was in a work challenge to lose weight where there was a pool of money. You join this pool and you put money in it, and whoever loses the most weight gets to win. Well, she lost weight. She won it. She didn't lose inflammation. She didn't lose her gut dysfunction, and she didn't feel good in her body. It did not support her cognition. And so, what I'm taking away from that, which is I'm finding very interesting and that you should pay attention to as well. If you just go on a diet that's low calorie, following the skinny myths and over exercising and raising your cortisol levels, you're not going to reduce inflammation and you may not lose any weight. And if you do lose weight, it'll pop right back in when you're exhausted because hunger is always going to win over. What you want to do is change your lifestyle, not go on a diet. When you change your lifestyle, that's when the results work. When you get yourself on low carb nutrition, that's when you actually turn off your inflammation, flip your sugar switch off, stop the disease switch from happening, and get your body healthy again. I'm so excited to be able to implement all of this in my holistic low carb method with up to 6 labs to help support my women. And I have a 3-month, a 6-month, and a 1-year program that I pull my clients into, depending on what your needs are and what your budget is. And I'm going to go into that a little bit more at the end of this because I've got an announcement. So stay tuned for my announcement at the end of this. But I know you want weight loss. I did too. And you know what? I know it hurts because it hurt me too. I lost my 30s and 40s to obesity, and I had depression, anxiety, and I did not feel comfortable in my body. I'm more of an introvert. So for me, that was really hard to live in a world where I just felt completely alone and alienated because I didn't feel comfortable in my body and I didn't like how I looked. Not everybody maybe reacts that way. Some people are more extroverted and maybe they've learned how to feel beautiful in their body and that's okay too. But I did not feel good in my body. And I know even deep down inside, those people who are making it look easy on the outside, who are still going out there making life happen, I am so grateful that you can get out there and do that, but I know it hurts. Inside, it hurts that we have that weight gain. And that the thing that hurts the most is you just don't know what to do. You're feeling hopeless. And I don't know if you are where I was, but I would lose weight And if I got a compliment that I looked good, I felt like I was gonna fail right then and there, and I did not accept those compliments because I knew as soon as I lost control and that hunger took over, that I was gonna gain all the weight back, and I always did. And so for me, when I lost weight, it wasn't a celebration. I was always more worried about gaining it back, and I knew it was gonna come back, and it always did. The one time it did not come back was when I went on a keto low carb diet, and I first lost 20 pounds, lost my asthma, lost my arthritis, lost the depression, lost my prediabetes, lost my risk for disease, and detoxed melanoma out of my body. That was my bullet. Those were my miracles. That doesn't happen on a diet. And so there is many areas to a low carb nutrition. You can start and get started and don't worry about it. Just get yourself excited. You could go carnivore. You can go in the middle and do keto. Far as I'm concerned, you just need to start. But where I start my clients is low carb, but I actually meet you where you're at. I work with carnivores. I work with people who have already started keto, fell off, and coming back on. And I start with beginners who need more support and understanding and education. So with me, you don't only just get a guide, someone who's lived the experience, walked the talk, and lived this lifestyle journey. You get somebody who fully understands what you're going through and can meet you in any direction of where you are because I've been a beginner. I've done keto, I've done carnivore, and I understand a lot of what's going on and how people are reacting to this. You should not be white knuckling anything in your lifestyle that is with diet or with lifestyle change. If you feel like you're out of control and you're white knuckling this and you're not going to survive and you're going to have to try again and try again and try again, don't let that happen. Don't suffer. We don't have to suffer in menopause. Sometimes we just need help. That was my cat that just jumped on the table. Sometimes we just need help to figure out what's the next step we need because you can't see it. That's why we all get mentors. We all get mentors in different times of our lives because sometimes we just need that helping hand to guide us, to see us, to guide us into the right direction so that we don't fall off the cliff and go the wrong way. So that we don't waste 5 years of our time and then it didn't work and we still have to do it again. That's what I love about the holistic low carb method that I've created for women over 50. This is my aging beautiful and adventurous lifestyle that works for you to lose 25 pounds, 20 to 25 pounds in 6 months, because that is a natural weight loss that is a metabolic reset where we get your blood sugar regulated and get you into a lifestyle that starts working for your bodies. Once we've discovered what your food sensitivities are, and reduce those foods in your diet and start to reduce that pain of inflammation, reduce your cravings and hunger so that you get it under control. You then reduce that brain fog and fatigue and increase your energy. What is that worth to you to get all of that back and to have your body back again? Those things are so important that you need to have. And I don't think most people realize that they're living in a state of insulin resistance. This is 88 to 90% of the population has insulin resistance. And what this means is that you have too much blood sugar in your blood. Your inflammation is on the rise because glucose is too high in your blood from carbohydrates, which is the refined carbohydrates, not necessarily vegetables, but all the refined carbohydrates and sugars that are too abundant in your blood system. We cannot hold that much in your body. And so your body is on constant alert. Your liver is constantly working. Your pancreas is constantly working. And your insulin levels are constantly turned on. That's a growth moment. That is cancer growing in your body. That is diabetes developing in your body, whether you have it now or not. Insulin resistance is the precursor to prediabetes, diabetes, the big C, and Alzheimer's and dementia. But if you're not there yet, it's a hell of a lot easier to prevent it than it is to actually continue to get sick and to have to live with it. But that's why I want to let you know that you can pull that emergency brake on weight gain, because weight gain is a symptom of being unhealthy. And if you're insulin resistance and gaining weight in menopause, there's Houston, you've got a problem. And so here I am. I want to point it out that for 2025, you can actually get back to feeling beautiful, get your beautiful back, get your confidence back, feel gorgeous again, especially if you're dating in your 50s and 60s. You do not have to suffer. I have gotten so much lived experience, but I'm having the time of my life in my 60s and I feel beautiful in my body. And I think it's pretty cool to be able to get to this place and to be able to inspire and motivate women to also come in here and do this as well, and you can. And so if you really want weight loss now and you wanna collapse the time it takes, you gotta stop guessing and start actually testing and get healthy to lose the weight naturally. But if you don't know what's going on in your body, it's harder to get that done. I'm coming up for a breath here. I was just on a podcast this morning, and it was with the renegade nutritionist in Iowa, a duo that was really exciting to talk to this morning. And it's really interesting. Every time I get on a podcast or interview again, as soon as they start asking me questions, I start just opening up and letting it out, and they're like, "Oh my god, I should have recorded that." And they said the same thing. So now I'm gonna have to start reminding people, "You might wanna record anything you ask me so that you don't have to repeat it, and I might forget what I just said." But I'm really excited, ladies, for you to be here. I'm really excited. Heidi, thanks for joining me. Jane, thank you guys, for coming on today on this live. And, if you have any questions, put it in the comments. I am excited to be able to offer my program to you, and I do have a free health adventure strategy call where I'm going to get in there and ask you questions about what's going on with your body, and you get to talk to me and let me know what your goals and your vision are and what's happening inside your body. Not It's not very often that you actually get to talk to somebody and they're gonna listen to you. But I'm also going to start thinking how I can support you with my program and let you know that there is help and that I can actually help you figure all this out. So if you wanna get your best body back, if you wanna stop mental decline and you want to live and have longevity, age beautifully and adventurously, you gotta pull that emergency brake. You gotta pull that emergency brake on weight gain and stop the inflammation. And then start eating food that is going to program your body for health because you got to look at food as information to your body. If you're not eating the right food that's giving you information for your body, you could end up with dysfunction. I know a gentleman that is slender, eating more vegetarian, and hikes, and yet is coming down with macular degeneration. And if you have tinnitus, any kind of issues going on, dizziness in your body, if you have an arthritis, aches and pain in your body, if you just don't feel like yourself, if you've got pain anywhere in your body, it could be neuropathy, arthritis, and it is inflammation. And so you get to turn that off. You get to choose health as your wealth and turn all that off. Inflammation causes pain. The one thing that makes me so excited is when people come up to me a week into my program and say, "Oh my God, I changed my food. I did what you said. I stopped eating the oatmeal. I brought in some eggs and beef, and all of a sudden the puffiness under my eyes are gone in 1 week." Or 9 days into my program and knowing my food sensitivities and the pain that I had every day when I get up out of bed is gone from the bottom of my feet. Or 3, 4 months into my program, and all of us, 95% of the pain is gone and an inch and a half off your foot in foot size because of pain and inflammation, gone. And so don't ever think that you need to put up with these conditions if you could turn it off and reverse it with the diet that you're eating. So if you're eating a diet and your body doesn't feel right, that might not be the right diet for your body. If you're like me, Swedish, Icelandic, Irish, French, German, I'm a meat body type. I've did my metabolic typing, and I am supposed to have more meat and fat to feel good in my body. Anytime I tried to eat vegan or vegetarian, I did not feel good. I had low pressure, low blood sugar, or hyperglycemic, and I could not handle that. I could not think straight. I love fat, protein, and I feel good. Just last Saturday after a hike, I ate a pound of ground beef, half before or during the hike and half after with some bacon and some pickles, and that's what I ate for the day, and it was perfect. I felt amazing. No energy dissipation at all. And so that's why you want to really look at what you can do to not diet. You want to change your lifestyle, create an aging beautifully and adventurous lifestyle where you pull in low carb nutrition, take out your food sensitivities, and eat per your lab results so that you can actually recreate a healthy body that doesn't have any pain and that can support your thyroid and your metabolism so that your body is working the way it was designed. Our bodies are intelligent if you let it do what it needs to do. If you take away the interferences and let it heal. But if you've got fatty liver, If you have a pancreas that is sluggish, pancreatic insufficiency, fatty pancreas, if your insulin levels are turned on all the time because somebody told you to eat every 2 to 3 hours, then you're gonna be full of inflammation. That's just the way the body works. I'm not a scientist. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing and what I have noticed, and my work that I do as with my clients, and also what I study and see clinicians do as they work with their clients. If these doctors can actually take their patients and reverse diabetes, reverse their kidney functions to healthy, then that diet really works. And so you want to explore that. And so all of these things are things that we can do is create a weight loss solution, not be on a diet, but create a lifestyle so that we actually can reverse our risk for disease and not have to live with something like with the diagnosis of diabetes or dementia. But we really want to support our bodies before we get there. That's why we want to pull that emergency brake now. We want to support ourselves now and get this under control so that we don't have to worry about it in the future. I stepped on the scale after Christmas. You know how most women are worried about stepping on that scale after Christmas or at the New Year? You've been eating all the things. It's tradition. It's family traditions. It's what you do every year, and it's sugar, it's wheat, and it's just one bite at here and there. But you maybe gained 5 pounds or more, and you just don't want to step on that scale. Well, I stepped on that scale and I wasn't even afraid to do it. And I just like, okay, it's just information. I'm just going to see where I'm at. Because I didn't eat sugar or wheat, but I ate a little bit more than I normally do. I had more carbohydrates than I normally do, but they were always low carb. I never leave my low carb food rules. If you make a food rule, make everything low carb and follow the food bridge process that I created, which is live in the low carb realm and go back and forth within this into different degrees, but you never go back to the grains or the sugar, which turn on your sugar switch, which turn on your disease switch, because that is where you will thrive and have longevity. Longevity. Well, I stepped on that scale and I was only up a pound and I'm already down the pound. And so it really wasn't weight gain. It was just the way my body fluctuates. I am in maintenance. I am an obesity survivor. I lost 100 pounds. I'm keeping off 95, but I'm gaining muscle. And if I want to lose more, I can really dive deep into figuring out how to get a few more pounds off. I could do that easily with a sardine fast. But what I'm focused on is having a better brain, having muscle growth, and feeling good in my body that I'm just going to play with this on a daily basis. But I think this might have been the first year I was never afraid of gaining the weight back, ever. I stepped on that scale. I felt empowered. I know what I'm doing, and I know that if I gain weight, I can lose it again. I know that I'm never going to eat the food that poisoned my body to begin with, that I'm going to never eat the foods that are causing food sensitivities. I am working still on keeping my gut health optimal so that I have optimal brain health as well, and making sure that I digest my food correctly so that I can absorb my nutrients. And there's so many things that we can do. And that's the power of hanging out with somebody like me, because a lot of people don't realize that they might even be low in energy because you just don't know. If you don't hang out with somebody like me who has energy, who is fit, who can walk over you can walk 10 miles a day or 20 miles a day if I wanted to. I can walk and I don't have any pain in my body. I have energy and I fidget. I move around all day long. If I'm not on a project, I'm cleaning, I'm moving, I'm walking, I'm doing something. I'm doing the dishes, nothing. I don't just sit still, except for first thing in the morning when I'm drinking my coffee and my cat's on my lap. So that's something that I do in the morning, but I'm usually on my cell phone doing some work, checking Instagram, checking my email. So I am working while I do that. So my brain is still busy. That's how you want to get your body to function. You want to be able to program your body with the right food, not be on a diet. When you actually purge the vegetable oils out of your cellular system and light up your mitochondria with the right fats, and the right fats are going to be butter, eggs, bacon fat, your beef fat, chicken for the most part, if it is your chicken needs to be free ranged and organic to be a healthier fat. We want our bodies to function with the right amount of protein. We are made of protein. We are made of fat. Your brain is made of cholesterol and fat. Your hormones are created from cholesterol. Your vitamin D is created through cholesterol. If you do not put cholesterol in your body, you can't take the vitamin D in the sunlight and actually utilize it. And to protect yourself from sunburn, you have to have cholesterol in your body and the right amount of light in your eyes to protect your body from sunburn. And you need to have the right type of fat in your cellular system to not burn. So I went out on that hike last weekend, and it was a 9.5-mile hike in the Red Rock State Park here in California, up in the high desert. It's like it's halfway to Death Valley. Pretty cool hike. It was really exciting. And in the middle of the day, there was some solar sun. It was about 65 degrees, and I took off my shirt. I had my sports bra on, and I'm like, "Solar sun, give me some sunlight." And I was like in seventh heaven. It felt so good. When you can get that sun on your skin and you have the right amount of fat and cholesterol in your cellular system, you don't burn. You just collect the sunlight and utilize it in your cellular system. This is another way we get weight loss and have permanent weight loss and have weight management because it's not just food. It's also the right amount of rest and sleep. It's the right amount of movement, circadian balance. It's the right amount of toxin reduce you got to reduce the toxin load in your body and your environment, and you need to look at stress. And then there's targeted supplementation to balance where we're at. And so when you run the labs and I find out exactly what you need and where you are in your with your health analysis and your metabolic analysis that I'm going to give you, and I find out what's going on in your body, I'm going to be able to figure out what supplementation you need to support your body specifically for you. And I'm going to give you a hair tissue mineral analysis and find out what your minerals are doing because those have to be balanced. And if they're not balanced, you could end up with more crooked feet, feet that don't function, feet that are, I don't know what you call that when they get bunions and all those other things. I'm thinking that has to do with minerals, inflammation, poor circulation, because my feet are perfect. And somebody pointed that out to me lately. They pointed out that I had energy, that my feet were perfect. And then I'm like, really? Like, I never heard, until you hang out with me, you don't know how much energy I really have. All this energy that I put this into my program. I put this into the holistic low carb method, and women trust me. That's why my clients are coming to me because they trust me to have this energy. And I'm going to give you this energy so that you can be successful because I'm going to check in with you weekly and I'm going to help you make action steps that are going to work for where you are specifically in your lifestyle so that you can get the weight loss success that you want to have. This is why it's so important to run the labs and test and figure out what's going on in your body so that you can put yourself back together again and not waste the time it takes to actually get healthy to lose the weight. So that's why we're going to pull that emergency brake for 2025 and actually stop that weight gain, figure out what's going on in your body, and not go on a diet, but change your lifestyle with ancestral nutrition, with a low carb diet, because that's what works for women over 50. And so I don't sugarcoat it. I'm not going to tell you that, you can break into it slowly. I'm just going to say if you need to go slower, you're basically going to still go grain free and sugar free. And we're just going to eat more food more often, but still within a low carb process. Because if you don't eat low carb, you're going to stay sick. You're going to have inflammation and you're not going to be able to turn off your sugar switch, to turn off your disease causing switch. And so you need to think about this as a switch because it is. You could either be a sugar burner or you could be a fat burner. But as long as you've got sugar and carbohydrates coming into your blood and you're eating low calorie and you're exercising too much, you're not going to burn your body fat as much as you're going to burn what you're eating. And so if you want to actually burn your body fat, we have to get your carbohydrates lower. Meat and eggs actually build our body, help build your brain, build your cholesterol levels, and make you feel amazing. And it can be scary initially when you haven't done it before, but that's why you work with somebody like me, or even somebody like Paula, who's on this call here too, because she's out in, Paula, type me where you're at, like Indiana. She's out in Indiana if you want somebody local who is a buff exercise queen as well. You want to get healthy in Indiana, she's your girl. I'm in California, and if you're local to me, we're going to have a health adventure day. And this is where I want to also come in and let you know that I am having a free webinar on Slender Over 50, The Holistic Path to Healthy Aging on Sunday. Thank you, Paula. And it is about getting away from the skinny myths, tuning into how we can get weight loss naturally as a weight loss and diabetes solution. And it's going to be very inspirational, motivational, and you're going to get me coming in here. I want you to bring your questions and I want you to bring your excitement because when you want weight loss, when you want to pull that you want to pull that emergency brake on weight gain, you actually have to figure out what the goal plan is. The goal plan can't be, I'm going to lose 20 pounds because all of a sudden you lose 20 pounds. You thought you successful. You made it, right? You made it. All of a sudden that hunger comes back. You haven't actually ditched the sugar and the wheat. And so the cravings are still there. You've just been using willpower. All of a sudden you are eating the thing more than once, and all of a sudden the weight starts to creep back. I was just talking with somebody last week, and she lost 65 pounds, 30 pounds of it's back already. She's ready to try to get that under control. If you want to stop that weight gain, you can. You have to do it, but you have to choose to do it. This is choosing, and it's a health choice because you have to turn off the inflammation. You have to flip that switch. And I help you do that. And it's so exciting to know that we have this choice and that we have this process that we can do. And so my webinar this Sunday, it's it's Monday, January 13th at 5 p.m. Pacific. I am going to record it. So if you want the recording, let me know and I can send it to you. But if you're there in person, I'm going to have extra specials that you can have for joining me in one of my programs. And this is where I kind of want to come in and really tell you something I'm excited about. But DM me if you want the link for that webinar, but it's also in my bio. And I'm super excited to be able to support anybody who wants to show up. I don't ever do any hard sells. If you want to work with me, I'm here. If you want the weight loss, if you want 50 pounds of weight loss, I am all in and I will help you do this. Yeah, it's 8 o'clock on Eastern Coast time. Sorry, ladies, but I can't stay up that late and actually give you this energy and put on a webinar. But yeah, so yeah, there will be a recording. I might try to do it on a weekend at some point and do it earlier, but I don't know. People need to let me know if they're going to want to do an earlier call on a Sunday. That's just a hit and miss. But if you want that weight loss, I'm going to be all in for you. And this is what I do. This is my special sauce. This is my superpower. I am super excited. I have a lot of certainty, conviction. I know this works. Paula knows this works. And if you eat the right food for your body, if you turn off the inflammation, you turn off the pain, you get yourself back, you get your beautiful back, you get your body back. You don't have to suffer in menopause. That is optional. But we do have to pull that brake. And it's an emergency brake. And if you don't want to gain weight, that's what we need to do. And that's what I'm going to help you do. So here's my announcement that I want to make. I am so excited that I have created my VIP year-long health adventure experience for clients, and I'm only taking one client right now because this is something that I've just now implementing, and it does involve a 3-night retreat in Sedona with me in the same room if you don't mind, because I'd rather you be there and see what it is that I do 24/7 so that I can you activate your lifestyle for aging beautifully and adventurously. That's the goal of this program. And it comes with a lot of extras. And it is an investment in your health, but it's going to be a year and 3 months worth of support because when you join this program, you get extra 3 months of accountability and support. And don't underestimate hanging out with me for 3 days with this program. And it comes with a lot of extras. At this point, I don't have all the details, but I do want to get you a CGM and you need a keto mojo at the same time. And you need a lot of beam minerals. Those are something that you're going to get when you're on my program because I give that out to every client because you need minerals. And I know what you need. You just don't know what you don't know. And since I've already lived through this, I get to cut all the corners and help you figure out what it is you need to do. But if you really want to invest in your health, if you have something happening in your body and you want to put your body back together again and lose that weight, you can have me for a whole year with cell phone contact as my VIP client, and I'm only taking one. in the next 6 months. And if you wanna be that person, this is my very first talk. I'm probably gonna do a YouTube on this later or a live on this later of having somebody work with me. This has been something I have been planning for a couple of years and trying to put it out there and let people know that I am in service of women over 50 in menopause, and that if you wanna put your health back together again, I'm your girl. I can do this, and you just have to want it. And I had a client tell me one time, and she was telling everybody she met, she goes, she called me up, she goes, "This person needs to talk to you." And she says, "Just do everything Lori says," because she was so empowered for her own health, recreation, reclaiming her health as a woman over 50, losing 30 pounds in 4 months with me, and figuring out what it is that she needed to do to get her joy and happiness back so she could get back on her horse and live life again. These things light me up and make me excited. When, my brother reversed his diabetes. He got off his medication. If you have diabetes or prediabetes, I can't give you any guarantees because that's not how I can actually support you. What I'm going to let you know is that if you work with me, you're going to have the best health that you're ever going to have because I'm going to work with you to help you do that as long as you want to implement it. And so if you're ready for implementation and you want to be getting my 1 year a VIP year-long health adventure experience, I have one spot open. And as I said, this is just the premier speaking of it. I am claiming this as the most powerful process that I can put into my program so that I could help one woman who wants to get out of off the ground, pull that emergency brake, and start living life again, aging beautifully and adventurously, and getting longevity back on track. Because if you're sick and you have cognition decline and you've got prediabetes, it isn't going to get any better if you keep doing the same thing you've been doing. You need to stop doing what you were doing and start fixing your body the right way. That's what you need to do. So if you're in Indiana, DM Paula. She's here on my call. So, Paula, make sure you make a comment when I post this so that people can get in touch with you. And she's strong, ladies. If you want to be strong, we got to get out there and strength train. I have a little bit of muscle at 62, but I don't have nearly as much as Paula does. So, we need muscle for our longevity. And the only way to get that muscle is to get out there and work on it, but you also have to eat protein. And so, you do have to turn off your inflammation, bring in the protein, and stop eating oatmeal. Oatmeal does not serve you. My client that was eating oatmeal 1 week into eggs and bacon and beef, she had no puffiness under her eyes. Imagine that. Just poof, gone. That's what you get when you work with us with vet functional diagnostic nutrition. Okay, guys, I think I've been on here long enough. If you want weight loss, you can have it. It's time to stop that inflammation. It's time to create that lifestyle. And so I was going to say what you can do to actually start a holistic low carb method, but basically, it's a lot harder to do it by yourself. Come and work with a functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner. I'm here, Paul is here. We are here to help you lose the weight and get it done right. So, whoever you resonate with and whoever you want to help support you, because I'm going to build a relationship with you during this time period. You are going to be like married to me in a certain way, and I am going to be your friend and your support system. And you get to text me as often as you want if you're my VIP 1 year client, and we're going to go to Sedona. Don't underestimate how my energy is going to recreate and activate your aging beautifully lifestyle. I'll see you soon. You guys take care. Bye.